Hello, good morning everyone. Good morning, good morning. Hello, good morning. This is Wonderfully Made Woman Talk Show on WMTV. How are you today? It's another Friday, it's another week. Um, just happy to be here this morning, really. I just want you to stay tuned. Today's topic is going to be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I want you to invite your friends, invite your family members, to take part in this show. But before then, I really want to play a particular music. It's an Edo music, just to say a big thank you to everyone who has wished me a happy birthday yesterday. I want to say thank you to my friends, my family members. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Esther. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to say thank you, to everyone that has really supported me through this journey. I want to say thank you. And I also want to use this opportunity to wish my mom a very happy birthday to Dickness Patricia Otaigbe JP. It's her birthday today in Nigeria. I want to wish her a very happy birthday. She's my mentor. She's everything. So, mommy, happy birthday to you. But before we start, please, I want to play music just to say thank you. I wish I could, do the dance step these ladies did, but I can't. But I'm just going to play it anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to play it. Where is it now? Yeah, it's an Edo music saying thank you to everyone that has supported me. Thank you, Pastor Andrew. Thank you for the birthday wish. Thank you. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Sister Lee. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. Pastor Andrew, you're dancing. I'm saying thank you for your support. It's volunteering week this week in the UK, and I'm saying a very big thank you to all our volunteers who have been working hard to make sure that Wonderfully Made Woman is going on and is going on very well. I couldn't have done it on my own, so I want to say thank you to all the volunteers, Esther, Omono, Ruth, Martina, Angela, Lila, all of you, honestly. And to our staffs and volunteers, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Uwese means thank you. It's not easy to be alive. It's the grace and the mercy of God. So I want to appreciate God Almighty for keeping me to see another year of, another journey, another beginning of my life. So So I want to say thank God for giving me another life to be able to celebrate another birthday. I want to say thank God for keeping my mom. You know, she's celebrating her birthday today as well. So God has been faithful. Thank you everyone watching. Thank you, Lawa. Thank you. Honestly, I feel like getting up. I can't do the dance step. You know, it's easier to dance when you're sitting down. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. This is Wonderfully Made Woman Talk Show on WMTV. I'm actually in the office this morning. My eyes looking tired after yesterday's party and, you know, enjoying myself. But I want to first of all say thank you. Thank you, Samuel, for all the birthday wishes, all the messages, the prayers, the donation, everything that you did yesterday to make my day. I want to say thank you and God bless you. I honestly appreciate you. I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to all our volunteers in Wonderfully Made Woman, all the volunteers in the Hinotagbe Foundation Nigeria, working so hard to make sure that the organization is going on well. I want to say a very, very big thank you to everyone. Thank you so much to everyone that has been a great support since I started this talk show in 2017. Thank you for your contributions, for your sharing your opinions, you know, and to all the guests that have, you know, come to this show. I want to say a very, very big thank you to you. You know, I'm so emotional about today's topic. You know, we've been going through a series just to let you know that this is a Wonderfully Made Woman Talk Show. For those joining for the first time, Wonderfully Made Woman Talk Show helps aims to address issues relating to women and girls in a holistic context. So if you're a man watching, hello Damien, hello Samuel, don't be discouraged, because every man has a connection with a woman. Every man has been born of a woman. Almost every man has a sister or a cousin, a wife, a daughter. So this show is also for you to learn and also to make sure that we are doing the right thing. So we've done so many topics in the past. We've done topics like confidence building, how to build your confidence, how to build yourself up, how to become an entrepreneur, how the effect of domestic violence. We've talked about suicide. We've talked about mental health issues. We've talked about a lot of topic, you know, that people would normally not talk about. And even when they talk about it, they don't want to open up because they are a bit, you know, kind of scared of what to say, not to offend people. But in this talk show, we try to address issues and be as truthful as we can and be plain about it. And I want to say I'm so grateful that a lot of people have been affected positively through this talk show. For the past few weeks, we've been talking about a relationship series. if you for those of you who don't know, Wonderfully Made Woman, we also have a group, Affairs of the Heart, where we talk about adult issues when it comes to relationship. And that's why I'm sharing this series with you. So this is the sixth episode, and the series is reality check of adult life. Reality check of adult life. Most times when we talk about relationship, we tend to hide away from certain things. We tend to talk about, how to build your marriage, how to build your relationship, how to spice up your relationship, and all that, which is very good. We do that. We've done that in our previous videos, and we thought, I personally thought that it would be nice to also talk and discuss issues relating to relationship that people shy away from. And that's why I've taken our time to talk about this series, Reality Check of Adult Life. If you have been following this series, this is our sixth episode. If you haven't, you can go on our YouTube channel to watch the previous shows when we talk about being in a relationship with yourself. We started with that, where people, who feel that they're in a relationship found out that actually they have just been in a relationship with themselves. And we've done different topics as well, so you can check our previous videos on our Facebook page, or you can go on our YouTube channel to also watch those videos. It's never too late to share your opinions, or to comment on it as well, and we will always respond as quickly as we can. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And today's topic is really addressing women and every man who has a sister. Maybe your sister is in that situation and you don't know what to do, or your daughter is in that situation. That's why I said this talk show is actually for everybody, because when we discuss issues relating to women and girls, there is no man on earth that is not, connected with a woman. That is why I say this show is for everyone. Today's topic on Reality Check of Adult Life is Women Redefine Your Status. Now, when I put that post last week, or days ago, but I said I was going to talk about it, I just want to first of all let you know that I am not here to judge anybody in this situation. I'm not here to judge you. I feel pained. I feel is an issue that is, that's been going on in our lives, in our community, in the lives of our loved ones. And sometimes we are in this cycle and we can't get out of it. Sometimes we accept it when we shouldn't. So I'm not judging anybody in that situation. I honestly want to help you out of this situation. If you're one of those people, or you know someone who is close to you that is going through this issue that we want to talk about women or girls who are, acting as wife to their boyfriends, women who are not married but acting that they are married. Now, I'm not talking about, there are some adults who actually come together to say, you know what, we don't want to get married. I love you, but we are not going to get married in this relationship. We want it to stay the way it is. We want to be boyfriend and girlfriend. We want to be partner, as they call it. We want to be living partner, whatever you want to call it. Those are not the set of people I'm addressing. I'm addressing this topic is addressed to women who honestly want to get married, women that have been engaged, women who thought that this engagement was going to lead to marriage, but they found themselves in a situation where they can. Thank you, Matthew, for key. Thank you, everyone, for watching. They find themselves in this situation and they're confused about it. They're confused about it. So, women, I want to say, redefine your status. If you look at the post I put days ago, I put a picture, a wonderful picture of a married couple from Edo State. I saw this beautiful picture. I don't know who they are, just in case they see it, but I love that picture. And the reason I put that traditional picture is because I'm actually, going to talk to African people. And I also put a picture of a white wedding, and I put a picture of a single woman. So if you go on that post, you will see the pictures of a married couple, you know, in their traditional wear. That's really what I'm going to address. I put a picture of a couple with their white wedding, or maybe they went to court. Then I put a picture of a single lady. The reason I did that is when you see that picture, you're able to tell yourself, good morning, Gloria. You're able to tell yourself and you're able to identify where you belong. So for women, redefine your status. Are you married or are you single? It's either you're married or you're single. The reason I'm saying this, a lot of women, because I talk to women a lot, and I have a lot of male friends as well, you know, who we talk about this relationship stuff and all that. And I've seen that is a common practice now, where people, a man, for example, engages a girlfriend, you know, saying, I'm going to marry you, you know, and in the process of that, this girl believes that this man is going to marry her. And this girl is just there, you know, faithful to this man for months turned to years. And I've seen, I think it was 2 years ago when I did a show, and in the process, my colleague mentioned someone who was in a relationship for, I think, 7 or 8 years. And I reacted so negatively. You know, I was like, how can somebody be in a relationship for 8 years and the man is not getting married to her? And after that, I did I think some video on it 2 years ago, and I was telling women that, please, you need to redefine your status. Do not behave like a wife to your boyfriend. And I just felt, while we're doing this series, I should bring this topic again, because people actually wanted me to talk about it, but I've not had the time to talk about it since that time I did that 5 or 10 minutes video in 2017. So this girl believes that she's in a relationship, and most time you find out that this woman now moves into the man's house, because the man has said, you know what, we're going to get married anyway. Let's save maybe the cost of living. Instead of you paying bills and paying bills, let's come together and you know, do things and plan. The woman believes, and she moves into your house. You know, she moves into your house. Now you're going out, people identify with her as your wife, because most time when you're moving with a man, people will naturally believe that is your wife. You having a parties or family engagement, the woman is putting on the same uniform as you. And months turn to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, this woman is still not married. Now, sometimes you know, when you lie and lie to yourself, you start to believe in that lie. This woman will believe that, okay, I've been here for 6 years or 7 years. Sometimes they have children. Sometimes they have children. But does that really make you a wife to this man? Does that make you a wife to this man? That's what I want you to be thinking of. Like I said, I'm not judging you. But if you are in that situation and you are struggling, you know, to live, you are struggling to go back on your feet, because it's a very sensitive position to be, and it can be a shameful thing as well, where everyone believes that you're married and you know you're not married, and things are not working the way you want. I'm not talking about situations where both of you have agreed to stay together. I know some people who have decided that they will stay together. Gloria said it's like they are already husband. Exactly. You know, I'm not talking about that situation. I'm talking about where a girl actually maybe even prayed that she wants to get married, and this man says, okay, I'm going to marry you. I'm going to marry you. First of all, I don't even understand. I'm going to read some messages. I'm just trying to look for the, you know, the messages I put on Facebook days ago, you know, and people's response, and the messages people actually sent to me on Messenger. I was heartbroken. And of course, I got some attack from men saying, oh, why are you telling these people they're gonna, you know, it's really sad. It's really sad. If you are not married, if you're not married, don't behave like a wife. if you're not married. And for the men watching, I want you to put your daughter in that situation. I want you to put your sister in that situation. I want you to put your girlfriends that are dear to you in that situation where they are not married. You know, what would you want them to be? How would you want them to be treated? So I'm not here to judge or, fight anybody, but I just feel that things need to be done and done properly. If you are a man, you have engaged a woman or promised a woman marriage. If you know you are not interested in marrying that woman, let her go. Let her go. Don't use her because of the gain. I have seen people where, some told me they've been with a man for 12 years. Some have said they've been with a man for 4 years. Some have said, they've been with a man for 3 years, for 7 years, for 5 years. And I'm wondering, for a start, and I put a post and somebody said, oh, maybe financially, they are not financially buoyant. And I agreed. But my thought was, if you are a man and you know that you're not financially okay, to even take care of yourself, why go and engage somebody? Why don't you take care of yourself first before you go and engage someone? If you're a man, you are not okay financially. You know that if you were to do a wedding today, you can't afford it. Why don't you do the necessary things, get yourself okay before you go and look for a woman? Because a lot of men have deceived women. They talk to A today, the woman's hope is raised, and the man stands and starts. Sometimes it annoys me where men, you don't have time, you're a busy person. I got a message where a lady was telling me, I have this boyfriend, and for the past 2 years, it's like I'm the one, struggling to make that relationship work. Because since the man asked me out, it was okay, things were okay. But immediately he saw that I was into that relationship, I've fallen in love with him. He became so busy, he doesn't have time for me. He expects me to be the one to call. He expects me to be the one to visit. She said she was so tired. And the man was demanding things, that she didn't want to give. The man was telling her to move into the house. The man later told her to get pregnant before they can do wedding, and she said, you know what? The funny thing is, when we were dating, this man never told me that I needed to move into his house or I needed to get pregnant before we get married. Now everybody knows me and him. Everybody knows that I'm engaged. And now he's demanding that I have to move into his house first and I have to get pregnant for him. And she's refusing. What I told her, I said, you know what? At the end of the day, you are an adult. If it's something that you can take, fine. But personally, for me, a man who has deceived you to that point where he knows that you're now in love with him, and women, where we are in love, we can go the extra. We can do the extra, and he knows that, okay, I've put this woman in that position where she will want to stay, and he's demanding you to get pregnant before marriage. I don't know which Bible, or I don't know, maybe the Muslim, the Quran, that says a woman needs to get pregnant before you can marry. Some men say because they want to be sure that the woman can actually give birth. The question I asked the man, I said, what if she gets pregnant, you get married, and you lose that baby? Because there are situations like that. And after marriage, the woman, finds it difficult to take in. I said, would it also be fair if this woman tells you, you know what, for me to get pregnant, I need to take you to the hospital and to go and run a test to show that you are able to make me pregnant, to show that you are a fighter. How many men will do that? If your girlfriend tells you, you know what, before I can even agree to marry you, we need to run a test to show that you can actually get me pregnant. No man could say, oh, I'm going to do it. But this man wants you to stay in their house. You're behaving like a wife. You're not married to this man. He calls you. He has financial problem. I'm not saying if you're engaged, you cannot support one another. No, there are times that you have to support. But all the time he expects you, especially now, a lot of men, especially these young men who are relying on women to give and give and give them. You know, they are looking for a relationship. They're no longer they don't care about whether the woman is decent, whether she's God-fearing. The first thing they want to find out is, where is she working? Where is she working? What kind of job does she have? Does she have a house? Does she have a car? Because they don't want to take responsibility anymore. You know, it's really, really sad. And that's why there are a lot of people who are no longer, you know, in a confused state. Those days when men want to get married, they go and look for a good woman. They go and look for a God-fearing woman. They go and look for a woman that will make them happy. But these days is the reverse. Women used to be the one looking for men who would provide for them because they are providers. But these days, you see 8 out of 10 men looking for a wife, they are looking for a woman who is already financially okay. And when they see that woman, they demand and demand, they demand and demand. You know, and the woman, because, you know, they are desperate, they stay in that state, giving and giving, hoping that, oh, if I give, that's when he will marry me. If I give, that's when he will marry me. But the truth is, those men will spend all your money and give to another woman. So what I'm trying to say is, women, please redefine your status. If you are not married, no, you are not married. If you are single, remain single. Oh, I've seen a case where a lady told me, oh, I see that all the time. And it's a bit funny, where a man told her, oh, my wife is not good. My wife is giving me stress. I'm going to divorce her. When I divorce her, I'm going to get married to you. That still doesn't make you a wife. That a man wants to divorce his wife or having problem with the wife and is promising you, does that make you a wife? If the man loves you, why has he not divorced that wife? If the man feels that the woman is not good for him and he wants to get rid of that woman, why can't he get rid of that woman before coming to you? Women, I need you to be wise and open your heart and be honest with yourself, you know, so that you don't get stuck in a place you shouldn't get stuck. A lot of women have been in a relationship for years and nothing has happened. There is another case of a woman who was with this man for, I think, 8 or 9 years. You know, 8 or 9 years. I'm talking about true life story. And everybody, including myself, I thought she was married to this man. And years after, everybody knew her as the wife, I'm talking about a case in Lagos, in Nigeria. You know, I thought she was married to this man as well. And then this man had the opportunity to travel out. And unfortunately, or maybe he even knew before, I don't know, met his ex-girlfriend when they were young and started a relationship with this girl. Now this woman, he's been dating for about 8, 9 years, you know, in Nigeria, who has given all her life. Everybody knows that she's wife. The man came back and said, oh, he can't continue that relationship. He was in love with this new girlfriend, and that was how he didn't marry this girl. Everybody talked, everybody were bitter and angry. Some even said they would attend the man's wedding. The girlfriend started getting angry and said, oh, he needs to pay compensation and all that for the years that he has stayed. But my question was, even if this man gives you millions, does that bring back those 9 years or 8 years that you have stayed with him? No. Does that really take the pain away? No. And you know, I learned from this happened when I was still very young, maybe in the uni. You know, I saw this case right before my eyes. I said, wow. So this lady I've been calling auntie, thinking she's this man's wife. He's not the wife after all. And that was how that man left her after 8 or 9 years and married somebody else, met this lady, and within 4 months, he got married to that other lady. But he was with the ex-girlfriend for 8, 9 years, never married her, but met a woman within 4 months, he got married. Ladies, what am I saying? A man who is interested in getting married to you, He doesn't need to take so many years before he gets married to you. Before a man says, you know what, I want you to be my wife, I want to engage you, I want to do this, at the end of the day, that man knows that he wants to marry you, he will do it. And people say, oh, maybe the planning, the money. And I'm telling them, you know, we are Africans. We are Africans and we have what is called bride price. How much does it take? You have been with a man for 6, 8, 7 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Never, you know, gone to your family. Never taken his family to his family. His family has not gone to your family. And yet you are behaving like the wife. You know, every week you go to his house, or maybe you're living together, you do his laundry, you cook his meal, you know, he wants to pay bills, you provide, you know, you call him, oh, sweetheart, or whatever, there's no food in the house. It's not your house. And you do all these things with this man. Why won't he keep you for 9 years? Why won't he keep you for 2 years? Why won't he keep you for 5 years? You're already behaving like his wife. The reason a lot of men, you know, hurry to go and marry the woman they really love is because there are still things that he's missing. Maybe he's sleeping at night and he wants that woman beside him, and the woman is not there. Or he wants to do some cooking or whatever, and he's thinking, oh, assuming I had a wife. Oh, assuming I had a wife, you know, we would have done this together. That man will be more desperate to marry that girl because she's not available 24/7. But if you are a woman, and because a man says, I want to marry you, a man says, because, oh, I want to engage. Some men are even smart now. They will call your family. They will call the woman's family. They will visit. They will spread their legs on the sofa and make it look as if, you know what, this your daughter I'm going to marry. It's still not enough to start behaving like a wife. It's still not enough for you to start behaving like a wife. So if the man you're dating at the moment is telling you the wife is bad and he wants to divorce, why can't he divorce before coming to you? Another, let me tell you some statements that some people gave me. My boyfriend loves me. We've been dating for 3 years. He said he's taking his time. Taking your time to do what? 3 years. You're dating somebody for 3 years. And I asked her, do you have sex with him? She said yes. I said, so for 3 years you've been having sex with this guy. Do you cook for him? She said yes. Do you go for public functions? She said they even put on uniforms together. And you know, that the family calls him wife. You know, where we come from, where they call you this Iyawo, Iyawo and all that. And for 3 years, he said he's taking his time. And I told her, she wanted my advice. And I said to her, do you want me to be very honest with you? She said yes. I said, you know what? The reason this man will not marry you, not today, not tomorrow, is because you're already his wife. As far as he's concerned. If for 3 years he's been having sex with you, you cook for him, you wash his laundry, you go for family functions, you know, they're doing Christmas, you're there, they're doing Easter, you're there, and all that. What is it that a wife does that you are not doing? Everything you're doing is what a wife would normally do. So if you're already behaving like a wife, and they are calling you this Iyawo, and you were happy about that, they're calling you Iyawo, it doesn't mean anything. So for 3 years, even his family does not see reason why they should go and pay your bride price. Because we need this woman, she's there. If we call her, you are there. And that is how she has been staying for 3 years. I said, you know what, you need to talk to him and give him time. If he's not going to, you know, if he's not going to pay your bride price and do and follow procedure, then there's no point for that relationship, you know. Another lady told me that the man has been waiting for over a year. He's got money and everything, but she is the main babe, you know, and was complaining about side chicks. And I said to her, you are the main babe. How? This man is not married to you. He's not married to you, and you call yourself the main babe. He's only a man, you know, that can honestly tell you who his main babe is. Until you are married, you cannot call other girlfriends side chick. If you are not married, you are a girlfriend. You cannot be fighting other women and saying you are the main babe, you are the main girlfriend. Just because you go weekend, you don't know whether the other ladies go have their own timetable. So that the man is saying you are the main babe, you know, you are the main babe, doesn't mean anything. If you are the main babe, tell him to marry you. If you are the main babe, let him go and pay your bride price. If you are the main babe, let him follow procedure and make you a wife. That you are the main babe, that he professing love to you and buying all those stuff for you, does not make you a wife. That they call you ìyàwó or wife or whatever does not change the position that you are still a girlfriend. That he put a ring on your finger and engaged you 2, 3, 4 years ago does not still make you a wife. It doesn't make you a wife. So some women are now so comfortable in that position, and every day they are hoping and praying. I'll tell you another story shortly. Years ago, there was this assumed couples that used to come to church. You know, every time the woman is praying and praying, everybody knew them. They put on the same thing. Some people use them as when they use them for chairman or chair lady, whatever, in wedding. And I used to also think that they were married, until one day I sat close to this lady, and all she was praying for: God, I need to get married. Lord, help me to get married this year. Lord, don't let this year pass me by. Oh God, help me do this. You know, I was distracted. I didn't pray again. Then I looked at her. I said, why is she praying for marriage? Is she praying for her husband to leave? Why? And for me, I'm not the type that likes to gossip. If I'm not sure about something, I want to clarify, I'll come to you. So days later, I spoke with her. I said, my sister, you know, I sat with you in church the other day. She said, yes. Buying present to man's family. Yeah, all those things don't mean anything to men. So I told this lady, I said, you know, the prayer you were praying that day, you were praying to get married, you were praying for God to touch your man. I said, are you planning to divorce your husband? I said, I couldn't but, pay attention to your prayer, and I was distracted. She said, oh, did you hear? I said, you were praying loud, and you were praying with every pain and everything in your, you could feel that she was in pain. Then she told me that guy she's been following up and down, they come to church together, they're workers, they put on the same uniform. She told me they were not married. They've been living together for 5 good years. Living together like husband and wife for 5 good years. Oh dear, I almost wept. And I said, wow. I said, so all this while, you're not married to that man? She said, no. Didn't you know? I said, no. And you've been going for wedding? And people will invite you, they put Mr. and Mrs. in card and call your name out as Mr. and Mrs. and you go with the uniform? She said yes, but they were not married. Now she was praying and praying. I'm talking about years ago. And as we speak now, they're still not married, but they're together. They're still not married. This is the reason they will not marry you. This is the reason. You have engaged, the man has engaged you. Yeah, the man has engaged you, and you're living together. Those days, you don't live with a man except he pays your bride price. You don't live with a man except he's married to you. I don't know what is changing these days. That is why you see a lot of partners. Because the men don't care anymore. So this lady I'm talking about has been engaged for maybe 6 years. And started maybe out of, families calling her wife. She was okay. She started feeling comfortable. But I think at that time she was making that prayer, she came to that reality point and knew that I'm not a married woman. Even though I'm living with this man, I'm not married. Even though I'm doing everything with this man, I'm not still married. So as a woman, it's either you're married or you're not married. That a man engaged you does not make you a wife. that a man has promised to marry you does not make you a wife. That his family calls you wife still does not make you a wife. Until we come to that reality and say to ourselves, you know what? It doesn't matter whether this man shows me off to the whole world, I'm still not his wife. Because anything can happen. Just imagine even people who are married, the men still walk out. And you think because, you know, you are washing his clothes, you're cooking for him, the families are coming, you're cooking. Oh, Ramadan just finished now, you know, the Eid festival. You know, those days when I stayed in Lagos, how women would go and cook and, you know, wash the meat and do all that. Women that were not even married. Where has our culture gone to? Those days, if a man wants to marry you, you don't go about going to do everything as a wife, When you start behaving like a wife, he's not going to see reason why he should hurry to get married to you. He's not going to see reason. So that he loves me, but he's taking his time is an excuse. I'm the main girlfriend or the main babe is rubbish. If you are a girlfriend, you cannot say, I am the main babe. If it's when you are married, you can boldly call others side chick or what you want to call them. But if you're not married to this guy and he's engaged you, do you know how many men he has engaged? Do you know how many men he has engaged? You don't know how many men he has engaged. How many women, sorry, he has engaged, really. So please don't be fooled by that. Don't be fooled by that at all. You know, another lady said to me, I think I even posted that on Facebook, where the man asked her to get pregnant, before getting married to her. Now, if you're a woman, I talk about self-worth, I talk about confidence building a lot. If you are a woman and a man is telling you you must get pregnant before you get married, I know there are situations where a man and a woman decide that they're going to get pregnant and have children. That's their decision. But I'm talking about a case where a lady is being engaged. Excuse me, she honestly believes that this man is going to get married to her. And the next thing, the man is putting conditions that, you know what, you must get pregnant before I marry you. If you're in that situation, take a walk. A man who really wants to marry you will not demand such. Because these same men will not allow their sisters to get pregnant for a man before they marry. These same men will not allow their daughters get pregnant first before they get married. So don't be fooled by these things. And women, if you are not married, stop demanding things from these men that wives will normally demand. You know, your mother is sick, your father is sick, you're taking from this man and taking from this man. That's why he's also expecting you to behave like a wife. I'm not saying if you're dating, you know, you can't help yourself or you can't contribute to, you know, buy gifts and all that. But for you to say you're a girlfriend and your salary comes, you're saying, what are we doing this month with this money? A girlfriend, I always tell people that, you know what, the best thing, instead of giving yourself a name, main girlfriend, main babe, or fiancé, whatever, just say girlfriend, because when you use the word girlfriend, it sinks in that, you know what, you're just a girlfriend. You're just a girlfriend. Some women called me last week and they were trying to justify why they've been with a man for 4 years, for 5 years. And I'm saying, why? Why are you doing that? If a man is ready to get married to you, it doesn't take time. How much is bride price? How much is court wedding? You don't need to do big wedding with millions of pounds. You know, look at the story I told you about that lady in Nigeria. After 8 or 9 years, the man just saw somebody and within 4 months left her, and within 4 months got married to this lady. The same man that was saying he wasn't ready for 8-9 years, and for 8-9 years, you two, they are calling you wife. You are responding. Why would you be responding to that? That is the reason you are in that situation. Now we are in the UK, maybe those abroad. It's even worse. You know, it's so bad that men expect you, if you're single or a single mother. In fact, that's worse because they know a lot of single mothers are vulnerable. You have your house, you have your car. The man just wants to walk in. You need to put, you need to value yourself as a woman. Sometimes some men will tell me those days, oh, you are old-fashioned, because you don't want to open your door for them. They feast on you. You are a girlfriend. You give a man a spare key to your home. Why? Why would a man that has not married you, have your spare key to the house? What is the cause of all that? You do a spare key and you give to a boyfriend. It's a boyfriend. Or you even collect a spare key from your boyfriend. Let's say you're going to the house. Why are you collecting spare key of the man's house if he's not married to you? Why? So the man has, shut you from other men because he has the key to your house. Any day he likes, he opens the door. You can't even have the opportunity to listen to other men to see the one that is serious. That's why a lot of women are stuck. If you are not married to a man, call him boyfriend. I say that all the time. Call him boyfriend. When you call him boyfriend, and he really likes you, he will want to make you a wife. He will want to be a husband to you. But that you just let him do what he likes. No, no, no. A guy sent me a message yesterday. I think I even wrote it down. What did he say? He said, wonderfully made. Why you they open our secrets? I want my girlfriend to get pregnant first. What is bad in that? So I now asked him, I said, good. What if this woman is your sister? Would you like your sister to get pregnant before the boyfriend marries her? He said, no. I said, if you have a daughter tomorrow, would you allow your daughter get pregnant before the man comes to marry her? He said, no. That's how people can be selfish. He wants his girlfriend to get pregnant before marriage, but he will not allow the sister get pregnant for another man before marriage. And he said to me, whoever wants to marry any of my sisters must follow procedure. They must pay bride price first. That's a man talking. That's a man talking. That's to show you that men, they know what they're doing. You cannot allow your daughter to get pregnant before marriage, but you want your girlfriend to get pregnant for you first. You cannot allow your daughter or your sisters to spend money on men, but you want the woman to be investing in you. And that's why I tell most men this. I said the reason you are saying you say useless women, because you too, you are useless. If a man loves a woman, you marry her. You cannot be looking for a woman who is financially buoyant, because you don't even know where she gets the money in the first place. Those days they want to marry, you look for a good woman. You look for a woman who is humble. You don't look for a woman who is working. These days, ask any single man, there's this girl. The first thing they will ask you, what work is she doing? In this country, they will want to know if she's a nurse or a doctor. They want to calculate. You want the woman to be taking responsibility. And because women are so desperate now, they do all these things. They do all these things, I was in a party some time ago where a lady was so scared to take picture. She was scared to do this. She was scared to do that. She doesn't want trouble. She doesn't want... I later found out that the person she is afraid of is not her husband, boyfriend. But she's got children for the man. And I said, so this man you're doing all this, that you've been doing all this for, is not your husband? Why are you behaving like a wife to him? Why even agree to to have children for him? Why would you want to do that? So please, if you're a woman, don't take your boyfriend's key, a spare key. If you want to visit him, tell him you're coming. Arrange the time you meet. And if he's asking you for spare key, don't give him spare key. Don't make him so comfortable. You go to a lady's house these days, you will see a boyfriend, just sitting so comfortably and rolling the chair. You are in the kitchen, you're cooking, you're going to shop, you're cooking. Some girlfriends even cook for the boy and for his friends on Sundays, on Saturdays. Tell me why that man wants to marry you. You're already doing everything. Even some wives don't do that. Some wives don't cook for family and friends and, be sweating everywhere. You think it's that cooking that will make him marry you? I just told you a story of a woman who was dating a guy for 9 years. Then the man met a lady. Within 4 months, he married her. That lady he married wasn't cooking, wasn't washing, wasn't cleaning, wasn't doing yawo everywhere with his family. He married her. He married her. So men are smart. You need to be smarter. If they don't want their sisters to get pregnant, they don't want their sisters to go and be living with a man. They will tell the man, if you want to marry my sister, you need to follow procedure. If you want to marry my daughter, you need to pay bride price. If you want to marry my sister, you have to do what you're supposed to do. Bring your family, call your family. But when they want a woman, those things they don't want for their sisters or their daughters, they will do it to a woman. That's because you accept it. And I tell women, you know what? A man that is meant for you, there are things that he will not demand from you. There are things he will not demand. Somebody told me age, even with your age. There is nowhere it is written that you must get married so time. There's nowhere it's written that you must get married when you're 20-something. Honestly, how many people got married at the age of, in their 20s are still in that marriage? How many people honestly got married in their 20s that are still in that marriage? Maybe those that are there, some are even unhappy and miserable. Don't let the society, your family, your friends, peer pressure push you to jump into a situation you don't want to. A lot of people have regretted all these things. Getting married when you're not ready. And to be honest with you, there is no way it is also written that you have to, it is when you are married you will be happy. There is no way. You can be single and be happy. A lot of singles are even happier than married people. There are a lot of single women, single mothers that are happier than the so-called married people. Do you know that? Marriage will not make you happy. Being single doesn't make you a sad person. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Stop buying a ashwabi with a man that is not married to you. Sewing the same clothes to go out. Sometimes these days they go to church. And I'm wondering, I said those days in Nigeria, churches, if you have boyfriend, you will be hiding. You will tell your boyfriend, take the other door. You will take the other door so the church or the pastors don't see you people together. But in the UK, pastors will see boyfriend and girlfriend. You know that these people are sleeping together, living together. You don't preach about it anymore. All you're talking about is financial blessing, pay tithe, don't pay tithe, and all that. I'm not against that, but when you see something that is going wrong, you talk about it. And when is a man or a woman that is contributing to the church, they're not going to talk about it. These days, you see boyfriend and girlfriend wearing the same clothes to weddings. Family calling you Yawo, that the family is calling you Yawo. Don't be carried away. That same family will marry another woman for that man and still call her Yawo. Don't be carried away with those statements. You are a wife. You are a wife. Our wife. We love you. Where is our wife? And you are carried away. You are still a girlfriend. And the women that were sending message that they are the main girlfriend and the man has side chick, I was laughing. I said, people are giving themselves positions. A man that has not married you, you know that you are the main girlfriend. I said to her, no, it is the man that knows who his main girlfriend is. Because you will be surprised that the attention he gives to others is more than what is given to you. Oh, wonderfully made. The man said the wife is a bad wife. He wants to divorce her. Let him divorce her first. I want to leave my girlfriend. Let him leave first. You are not Holy Spirit that comforts family that is not working. Let a man be single before you follow. He cannot put you on hold. I told the lady, I said, the man is putting you on hold. That is going to leave the wife. How many years now? He said about 2 years. I said about 2 years. He's still with the woman he said it's not good. Let's stop deceiving ourselves, women. And if you're honestly in that situation and you're confused, speak to me, talk to people. Never be ashamed to walk away from from that relationship. If there are women who have been abused, with children, who can walk away from marriage, why can't you walk away from a relationship that is not healthy? Why can't you walk away from a relationship that is not healthy? Why? You allow people just, turn you to nothing. Before you know, you start to lose yourself. You have 1, 2, 3 children for a man who has not put anything on your head. Why? Then tomorrow he will leave you and go and look for another woman to marry. And he will not demand that same thing from that woman. The reason men used to run and say, oh, I want to marry you. Those days men used to be so, how do I put it? They want to know your family. They want to know your friend. They want their family to go to your family. Africans, we have tradition. We have culture. I have a case. Let me tell you a case where the lady, the man never took her. They never paid her bride price. But a Nigerian, but they went to court and they got married and they were doing their thing. Years later, I think she had problem with the family. And the family said, as far as we are concerned, our son does not have a wife. An African person. Do you know that at the end of all that trouble and everything, the man divorced and went to marry another woman? I also know of a case where the woman was telling me that, sometimes this thing you post, their real life story. The man she's with at the moment, she's got 3 children for the man. 3 children, the same family that have been calling her wife, now having problem and telling the man, we want you to come and marry. That woman, we can't remember the time we went to the family house. And our tradition is very strong. We are not white, where you just go to court with your friend and you think that's okay. That man listens to a family. If the family doesn't want you today, you're gone. If the family wants you, you are not going anywhere. So that woman is stuck there with 3 children. And she was telling me how she has helped the family, how she has done this for the man's family, how she has invested in them, how she has brought 2 people to the, from Nigeria to the UK and all that. I said, you were doing all that for your boyfriend? And she said, why are you calling him my boyfriend? I said, he's your boyfriend. That you have 3 children together doesn't make you a wife. That you did all these things for his family has not changed the fact that you are not their wife. And that was the reality of it. She still spoke to me yesterday. She said, oh, my family actually told me the same thing. I've just been like a fool. I said, no, you can still correct the situation. If the man really loves you and the family you have invested in really, really loves you, let them do the right thing. Let them go and pay your bride price. They cannot hold you ransom. Some men now, the women I speak with every day, sometimes I just have headache. Their boyfriends have their spare key. They come into the house anytime they like. They demand for sex anytime they like. They demand for food anytime they like. They even tell them the kind of food they want to eat. Boyfriend, having your spare key. Why? You think that's what is going to make him marry you? Give a man spare key. And your parents are watching. Teach your women to have that self-confidence and teach your men to be responsible. We need to start teaching our sons to be responsible. We need to start teaching our sons how to do the right thing and how to treat women. So that when they grow up, they will not be a problem to another woman. Let's teach our sons the right thing. I like my family. You cannot be a man and dating a girl and be bringing her. You will not wear that uniform. In my family, you will not. You want your girlfriend to wear the family uniform, then you marry her. You want your girlfriend to have a child, then you must marry her. If all families are like this, then things will be better. And women, it doesn't matter whether you already have 4 children. I know somebody who's got 5 children that just got married. You know, she got married recently. You know, she got married recently to a wonderful man. The man is doing everything. I was like, why would women not know that when their time comes, then that is their time? Why would women not trust God enough to know that, if I hold on, I will see the best? Don't let people use you anyhow. Don't let people use you anyhow. I put a post on Facebook. Please, I want to know your opinion. Everyone watching, what's your opinion? Do you think it's right for a woman to be behaving like a wife? Even when they are girlfriends, do you think it's right for a woman to be wearing a uniform, as a wife with a boyfriend in family functions? What's your opinion? Don't let people use you anyhow. Good, Esther, thank you. What's your opinion? What's your opinion? And if you're a woman in this situation, it's time for you to start thinking. I want you to think. I'm not judging you. I want you to think. This thing this my situation. Is it the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Would I want this for my daughter? Would I want this for my sister? Me pretending and behaving like a wife to this man. Is that really what I really want for myself? Is that what I want for myself? I want you to think. I want you to think deeply. Is it right? How do you even do it? You go to church with a man you're not married with. Those days we used to be afraid. And before they say ask God for forgiveness, you will be asking God for forgiveness like, the sin that you have committed. I like to be real. I know a lot of people will say, oh, they were this, they were that, they were never naughty. Those days in uni and all that, you have boyfriend, before pastor says, ask for forgiveness, you are praying and praying. It looks as if God has opened their eyes to see the sin you committed. But these days, people are bold, to go into the presence of God with boyfriend wearing the same uniform. The church will give them even a possession, and they will do as if nothing happened. And that's why I always tell the church, when you see a man and a woman together for long, don't you ask them, what are your plans? You've been dating for how many months? What are your plans? What are you doing? Are you sleeping together? Don't keep this girl waiting. Those are the things you should be asking them. Don't just, close your eyes as if you're not seeing anything. I know a man and a woman that sits together in the church together. Nobody is asking them anything. How do you talk to other people? How do you I always tell women, when you keep bringing men into your house and having spare key, especially the single mother, how do you train your children? Ejiro said, marriage is very difficult to understand. The best way to follow, because we have different views about marriage. What works for one might not work for another. Thank you, but we're talking about situation where a woman has been engaged for years. Ejiro, a woman has been engaged for years and the man has refused to marry her. Ejiro, will you allow your daughter, for example, to live with a man that never paid her bride price, and would you allow her to be behaving like a wife to that man? That's what we are talking about. We're not talking about marriage in itself. We are talking about people who are living together but are not married. We are talking about women who are behaving like wives when they are not wives. We are talking about women that men have told to get pregnant and have children for them, and yet they have not married them. What's your opinion on that? Marriage is more spiritual. We're not talking about marriage, Ejiro. We are not talking about marriage. We are talking about where a man tells a girl, I want to marry you, and the girl believes he wants to marry her and allows the girl to be behaving like wife to him when he has not married her. Or a girl who is engaged moves into a man's house and starts to behave like a wife even before the bride price is paid. That's what we are talking about. We are not talking about marriage. We're not talking about marriage. We're talking about situations where women are behaving like wives when they are not married, where women are treating their boyfriend as husband when the man has not paid their bride price. So I want to hear your opinion on that and your comments. The post I put days ago, let me read it. It said, wonderfully made. I think I shouldn't have moved into his house. It looks like the wedding is never going to take place. So this lady called me. She's been engaged for 4 good years. And the man told her to move into his house so that, they can share bills together and plan for wedding. And she moved into this man's house. And 4 years now, the man still not married her. 4 good years now, the man has not married her. What is your opinion on that? Please, I want you to put your comments. I don't know the people watching. Hello, Joy. Please, I want you to share your comment. A woman, was engaged 4 years ago, and the man asked her to move into the house. She moved into the house. She started behaving like a wife to the man, and it's 4 years now. The man has still not married her. What do you want that woman to do? She's now regretting, and she's looking for a way to move out because the man doesn't want to marry her. And what I told her is, the reason your husband or your boyfriend or your husband-to-be has not married you is because he's already seeing you as a wife. The moment he asks you to move into the house, you should have said no. If you want me to move into the house, go and do the right thing. Go and meet my family. Go and pay my bride price. But the time you moved into the house, you are started behaving like a wife. So you do the house chores, you do the laundry, you go for shopping, you're going out together, you are praying together, you're going to church together, you're going wedding together. Why would the man want to pay your bride price? You're already doing everything. He's not missing anything at all. He's not missing anything. Another person said to me, my boyfriend engaged me 7 years ago. My boyfriend engaged me 7 years ago. I am tired of behaving like his wife. I feel stupid now. How can I leave? That's what we're talking about. This one, she's been engaged 7 years. I don't know what happens, how women will stay for 7 years. 8, 10, 12. Even in the post, somebody actually posted that she knows somebody who has been engaged for 13 years. Why? If a man has put that ring on your finger and you are tired of waiting, pull the ring and give it back to him. That they put a ring on your finger and engaged you does not make you a wife. So if you feel that that man is wasting his time, wasting your time, take that engagement ring and give it back to him. If you have moved into his house before, move out and go back to your parents' house or look for your own house. 7 good years. If that girl was 20, then she's 27. But the sad thing, this lady I'm talking about, she actually gave me permission to share her story, but I'm not going to mention her name. She wasn't 20 when the guy engaged her. She was 26. So as we speak, she's 33 years old. 7 good years. What would you say of that? What would you say of that situation? Would you allow your daughter to be in that situation? Would you allow your sister to be in that situation? That's what I want us to think about. 7 years. And even though I've been counseling her and telling her what to do, how to move out, do you think it's something that she's just going to forget? 7 years of living a lie? 7 years that his family, would have been calling her wife? 7 years of friends and family, seeing them together? That I would say is very wrong, because if you love a woman or man so much, then get married and have real fun. Thank you. Thank you, Ejiro. That's what we're talking about, A lot of women are stuck in this situation. I think we will blame both parties. Yes, you're a man. You are not ready to marry this woman. Why waste her time? So a man was telling me, I want to check and see if we're going to be compatible. I said, really? So all the things you have seen is not enough for you to see whether, do you know you can marry, do a courtship for years, and at the end of the day, you get married and, find the true color of that person? The man is a manipulative person. Yes, a lot of them are manipulative. You know that you're not going to marry that girl. Why are you even engaging her? Why? A 26 years old. She's now 33. That's number one. The one that is 5 years, she was 39. 39 plus 5. 39 plus 5, 44 years. There's one that is 44 years that we are counseling at the moment. Those are the issues I'm talking about. I'm not talking about where a matured man and a woman say, you know what, we are not going to get married. We want to live as partner or want to just be boyfriend. Oprah Winfrey is not married. That's their decision. You know, that's their decision. But I'm talking of a situation where a woman knows that I want to get married. Please, thank you, Joy. Thank you. You know, I want to get married. And you engage her, she's happy. She's told her friends, she's told her family. Every other guy that is asking her out, she has told them, no, go, because I'm not engaged. Because women, we are quick to tell men, go, go, go. And before a man even says hello, she says, I'm engaged. Before you say hi, she has shown you the engagement ring. And she does that for 7 years. For 4 years, you're still not ready. Please, if you're in that situation, it's still not too late to get out. Because you might just end up waiting for another 4 years. Or wait for another 7 years. You know, because the man is already comfortable. I know of another situation where the girl, you know, they don't really live together, but the man has a spare key to the house. That's why I tell you ladies, if a man is not married to you, don't give them the spare key. If a man is not married to you, don't take their own spare key. Don't take it. Don't be too comfortable. You know, don't be too comfortable, because sometimes we forget and think we are married because the man has given you. What is that? If a man really loves you, let him do the right thing. If he doesn't love you, then take a walk. You know, take a walk. This lady, she's been dating this guy for 3 years. They got the spare key, they both have spare keys and all that. You know, now the man is now telling her, after 3 years, oh, I'm going to pay your bride price on a condition that you have to get pregnant. You know, the sad thing about all the stories I'm sharing, these are supposed born-again Christians. I'm not talking of people of the world or other religion. I'm talking about born-again Christians, workers in the church. All the stories I'm mentioning. Now he's telling her to get pregnant. Now she's 30, is it 36 or 37? He's not telling her that she has to get pregnant. When she came to me, I said, walk away. You know, there are people who live abusive marriage and they still survive with children. I said, this man is manipulative. What if you get pregnant today and you now go and have a child or even twins and the man doesn't get married to you? Children are not clothes that you can throw away. You're not going to throw those children away. I said, what if you get pregnant today and you have a boy, he says, oh, it's girl I want, I have a girl. Or you have a girl, he says, it's boy I want. What if a man who has stayed for 3 years, you know, back in school, a lot of people did this without understanding the damages and how it will affect their future or persons. Now, a lot of men or boys take advantage of women. They know. Can you imagine? Yeah. Even if you get pregnant, I tell people, you know, people say, well, you know, it's because you have a strong heart. No. The truth about life is, if you do the right thing, people will talk. If you do the wrong thing, people will talk. This whole men dodge women for years has been going on for a long time. That's true. That's true. Please, we want to hear your views on this program so we know is money that is the problem or you just be manipulated. Exactly. Thank you, Ejiro. That's why I was asking the women. And even some men who contacted me, I was asking them, okay, when you engage this lady, and did you think that in the next 6 months or 1 year, you will get married? Is it the money? You know, are you planning a big wedding? What is the problem? What is the problem? One said, oh, the money that he wants, the kind of wedding he wants, he's not saved enough. And I said, so how long is it going to take you to save? I'm talking of a relationship that was maybe 6 months and 6 years and 3 months. 6 years and 3 months. He said he's still planning the wedding. 6 years and 3 months. What would you say of that? Eh? much is bride price? These days, a lot of family are very, very, civilized now. You know, they don't demand so much. You know, but how long? How long? 6 years and 3 months. You are planning to save money for a big wedding. And I said, okay, is this lady in your house? He said, a man will date a woman for years and be saying, don't worry, it's me and you together. It was a lie from the pit of hell. That's true. There's a lady who was telling me the man said I'm the main girlfriend. I said, what do you mean by main girlfriend? So he's got others. He said, others are side chick. I said, a man that has not married you yet, you have taken position as a wife, and you are calling other girlfriends side chick. I said, you are the one deceiving yourself. You know? Until you are a wife, you can't call anybody side chick or snatching your boyfriend and all that. Another one said, oh, I hear that a lot. You know, the man said the wife is bad, the wife is not good, he wants to leave the wife, he wants to do this to the wife. I said, why can't he leave the wife first and be single? Why can't he leave the wife and be single before he comes looking for you? Why would you be the reason for their breakup? So are you going to wait for him? There's a lady who's been waiting for 3 years for the man to divorce his wife so that he can marry her. You know? I said, you're really deceiving yourself. So a lot of these cases, most time is not because of finances, or it's not because the men cannot. I told you a story of a woman I knew, you know, was dating this man for 8-9 years. But the man came and, you know, told her he can't continue. Got a woman, and within 4 months, he got married to that woman. I'm talking of a case that I know when I was in school, right in my presence. Yes, a woman, she comes to a place of reality and self-awareness and won't be stupid again. That's why I'm doing this video, for people to be honest with themselves, for people to face that reality and say, you know what, this is what I'm going through. This is the reality of my life. I am not married. Oh yes, I have been in his house. I need to move out. Or they've been calling me wife and all that. But I need to face reality that I'm not a wife. I'm not a wife. So if you're a man, you are asking a woman to get pregnant for you. It is sad. It's not right. Thank you, Auntie Ekenem. He said, even when you are a wife, men have side chicks. So why would any girlfriend think her position is so strong? Exactly what I said before. Exactly what I said before. I said, why women have side chicks everywhere? You are a girlfriend. It's the man that can tell. It's the man who knows who the side chick is. He's the man who knows which of the girlfriend is the main chick. Not you, because he's not even married to you. You know, some women have reached that stage where they don't want to face reality of life. And it's so sad that, you know, we get these people all the time. So please, if you're a woman, he loves me, he's just taking his time, and you're there for years, that is wrong. I'm the main babe or girlfriend. It still doesn't make you a wife. He is going to leave the wife and marry me. It still does not make you the wife. He said his wife is bad and wants to leave and divorce her, then marry me. You might just be waiting for eternity. I don't see why you will be on standby for a man to divorce and marry you. Most men won't know within months of meeting a woman whether he wants to marry her. They do not need years. Exactly. They don't need years. You're a woman. Your boyfriend has a spare key to your house. You know, blocking every other person from visiting you. Please take your key back. And if you have taken his key, give him his key back. When he's ready to do the right thing, then you can start talking about whether to share key or not. You know? Yeah, the reality check is needed. Joy, that's the topic. This is reality check of adult life. You know, this is reality check. You know, buying a shwebi together. You know, putting on uniform together. Today you are wearing red, is wearing red. To church, to weddings and all that. And people see, yeah, a lot of women lack the confidence they need to take a stand. That's why we do a lot of confidence building. And so if you are going through this and your self-esteem is low and you need someone to talk to, you can honestly, contact us via email, our website, and talk to us. We've helped a lot of women out of this situation. Attending functions together. His family calling you wife, ìyàwó, or whatever. Okwome, in my place, Okwome and all that. I don't know how many Edo people do that, but it's rare. Please don't be carried away because they're calling you wife, wife, wife. Make sure you are actually a wife to this person. Don't play the role of a wife when you are not married. Don't play the role of a wife. Oh yes, Joy, there's so many of that. I get a lot of women tell me that. I get a lot of women that tell me, the man is going to leave the wife, then marry me. I get a lot of them that are on standby and they've been on standby for years. Women, you too, stop asking for maintenance fee all the time like you are a wife, preparing and doing all those house chores and all that. Anything you're doing that a wife will normally do, anything you're doing, the roles you're taking, the responsibilities that that these are responsibilities of a wife that you're doing, and this man is not married to you, please, you need to stop. And if you've already moved in and you're finding it hard to move out, you can contact us and we will help you through that process. Even if you've had children, I've seen people have children and they're still stuck in that relationship. I've seen people with children who have actually, faced their reality and taken a stand and say, you know what, I am single, I'm not married, and I'm going to wait for my own time. And their time has come as well. As long as a man knows you can kill yourself for him, he will use you very well. That's true. So please, all these 12 years, we've had 13 years, 12 years, 8 years, 5 years, 4 years, all the years and the messages that people have sent me for the past few days is really heartbreaking. It's really, really, really heartbreaking. And, it's sad to see a lot of women in that situation. So please, if you're a woman in this situation, I want to encourage you to seek help. You honestly need help. You need to build your confidence. You need to face that reality. Like I said before, age has nothing to do with marriage. There's so many people in their 20s that got married and the marriage never worked. There are people who got married in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s and enjoying their lives. Don't let anybody pressurize you to do the wrong thing, because all these are because of pressures from families, from the society. Even in this country, before I go, I forgot to mention, do you know that a lot of women actually buy ring by themselves? They move into this man's house, they go to Argos or any place and buy ring for themselves. It is all psychological. The men use various methods to mark you and make it difficult. She will take the place of another home. Will be waiting because another woman will wait for her to. Exactly. There are so many single men out there. There are men that are widowers, there are men that are divorced, there are men that are single, there are men that are single fathers. Ask God to give you one of them. Don't wait, be waiting unnecessarily for something that will never happen. Don't wait. And for women that are buying rings by themselves, you go out to the shop and you buy a ring and put in your finger by yourself. Please stop deceiving yourself. Those are the reasons men are not in a hurry to get married to you. When you now decide to engage yourself, you decide to buy a wedding ring for yourself, my dear, tell me why that man will be in a hurry to get married to you. So please, stop everything that you need to stop and start thinking and saying to yourself, I am a girlfriend to this man. Once you start using that word girlfriend, it will sink into your head and it will make the man, do the necessary thing. And if he's not ready, take a walk. It doesn't matter how many years you have stayed and been trapped in that position. You can actually seek help and you'll be able to move on. Those emotional and psychological, abuse and manipulative way of holding on to you, you don't need it. When a man is serious, ask a lot of married people. Their men never stayed for years before they married them. Women are in a difficult situation. Much of the pressure they feel is caused by other women. Exactly, but That's why you need self-confidence. Especially in this country, if you're in church, you are not married, the way they stigmatize you, the way they isolate you, that's self-confidence, self-worth is very, very, very important. It's very important. Don't let any woman put you under pressure. If women are talking down on you because you're not married, walk away. Look for a new set of friends. You know, be your own, have your own circle. People that will lift you up, not people that will make you feel less of yourself. And honestly, if you have that self-worth and self-confidence in yourself, there are so many things you will not bother about. Because if you still make mistake and become girlfriend to that man and move into the house, the same women will gossip you. So at the end of the day, whether you do good or bad or whatever you do, people are going to talk about you. So have confidence in yourself. They make themselves desperate for men. True. Once you are desperate, the man is not going to be desperate to marry you. That's when they start giving you conditions of get pregnant, stay with me for 3 years, for 4 years, for 7 years. How do people do that? How do people do that? You know? How do people do that? Then this same man will see a girl in the next 3, 4, 5 months, they go and marry that girl. You know, it's so sad. So please, this is reality check. I am bringing out things that people don't want to talk about when it comes to relationship, for people to honestly check themselves and see what is going wrong in their lives, in their relationship, and be honest with themselves to free themselves, and to move on and be happy. You can be single and be happy. You can be married and be frustrated. Marriage on its own doesn't make you a happy person. And that you're single doesn't make you a sad person. Happiness is a choice. You choose happiness. And please, if you are in an unhealthy relationship, all the cases I've mentioned, do find a way to leave that kind of unhealthy relationship. Place value on yourself. He said, but a lot of single women also has refused to divorce from ex and keep men waiting with the hoping of getting a stay. A lot of single women has also refused to divorce from ex. They should divorce whatever way, in whatever situation. They have to keep it right. If you're a man, why would you want to go and meet a woman that is not divorced? Why would you meet a woman that is not divorced? If we set things right and set things straight, we will not make all this mistake. If you see a woman that is not divorced, you don't go with the hope of getting stay. Whichever way, let's do things right. Let's do things right. Hey, Jiro, whichever way, let's do the right thing, to be honest. If we do the right thing, the way we used to do our culture, we should not forget our culture, even though we are in the UK or in the US or wherever. We need to, value our culture. What you will not want your daughters to do, don't do it. What you would not pray for your sisters to do, why are you doing it? So we need to be straight in everything that we do. We need to be straight in everything that we do. Please, so women, if you're not married, don't behave like a wife to your husband, your boyfriend. Don't demand things from the man that is your boyfriend as if you're a wife. There will be mutual gifts and all that, but please make sure you are in the right track. And if you have gone to the shop to buy a ring for yourself, engage yourself or put a marriage ring on yourself, don't forget that you are drawing away other men, or the man that God has sent for you. You are making that man to walk away. Don't behave like a wife when you're not. Don't live in your boyfriend's house. Don't take spare keys. Don't wear uniform together. Let people know that he's your boyfriend, that you're not married. With that, I think the man who really wants you will get married to you. Don't be too comfortable because they're calling you wife. Don't be too comfortable. I think I need to stop here. I've talked too much for today. So this is reality check of adult life, talking about relationship, the things that people don't want to talk about. We talked about in a relationship with myself, how women are in a relationship with themselves. We talked about when marriages break down and there are children involved in that relationship, because whether we like it or not, even as Christians, marriages do break down and there are children involved in such marriages. What happens? What happens to the woman, to the father, and to the children? How do they move on without bitterness and anger? We treated that. We talked about looking good and mental health. We talked about body image. You know, we talked about men promising and failing, how to deal with that. We've talked about so many topics. So this is our 6th episode. Until same time next week, I remain your host, Ehino, and this is Wonderfully Made Woman Talk Show on WMTV. Do share our videos. Do go on our YouTube channel to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at WMadeWoman. And to all our volunteers again, we want to say a very big thank you to you. Have a blessed weekend. Enjoy yourself, and please do the right thing. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye.